Hey, everybody. Hello, hello. Hey, Val. How are you? How are you? Hold on, let me take these earbuds out because I'm hearing myself talk in my ear. How's everyone? Hey, Tiara. How are you? How's everything going, Tiara? Hey, everybody. Say hello while you coming in. I'm not going to be up here long at all. This is just Pastor BJ Connections, and we're just popping up on tonight. I am not going to be up here as long at all. This is just a pop up. This is just a pop up. Yeah. How are you all doing? Hello. Say hello as you're coming in. Listen, this is a pop up. I wanted to come on. I won't be up here long because I actually have to do a Bible study on tonight. I am doing a Bible study on tonight. So, not Overcomer Outreach Christian Center's Bible study, but actually, I'm doing my bishop's Bible study on tonight. So, that's a conference call Bible study. But I wanted to pop up here. I wanted to do it last night, but I kind of got a little busy, so I didn't get a chance to do it. But I hope you all are having a great day. Y'all do me a favor, tell someone that we're on, right? This is just a pop up. I want to because I came on for a specific reason. This is why I'm doing a pop up. This is just a pop up. So I wanted to come on. Yeah. I wanted to come on to tonight, and I really wanted to come on to say thank you to everyone that supported our podcast on this past Wednesday evening, which was 2 nights ago. We came on and we did our podcast. We're in a for the month of December. We are doing some empowering. We're doing some empowering, and so in the empowering, we are dealing with women healing and restoring and empowering, because that's what we're doing, right? We're doing that, and we taught about 5 steps to healing, 5 steps to healing, and we went over the first step on Wednesday night because that was the first night. So listen, I wanted to come on and I wanted to thank you all for chiming in and for being a part. Those of you who chimed in, whether or not you caught the actual live or you did a replay, we want to say thank you. Listen, I'm excited about it. I received so much positive feedback from it. And it was really great. I really received a lot of positive feedback. Had a few counseling sessions as well afterwards, which is good because I want people to be at that place of healing. I want people to be at that place of being ready to be restored and to walk in their purpose unapologetically. So do me a favor, for those who have chimed in and those who are on, go ahead and share for me and let people know that we are just doing a pop-up real quick. So Wednesday nights through the month of December, we will be actually doing Wednesday nights. We will be doing some empowerment sessions. Pastor BJ Connections, our live podcast, and I wanted to come and pop up and just tell you all thank you so very much. Whether or not you're watching it now or you'll watch the replay later, I wanted to say thank you all. We are having a great time. Like I said, I got so much positive feedback about it, and we talked a lot. Excuse me, I'm sorry. We talked a lot about. I'm doing too much. We talked a lot about out of my book, Tears Beneath the Mask. And for those of you who have hit me up and said you wanted to get a copy of Tears Beneath the Mask, my book, because we're coming out of this book. We're coming out of my book. We're just talking and stuff like that. Hey, Elma. Hey, Elma, this is just a pop-up. I'm getting ready to get off of here because I got to do a Bible study at 7 o'clock. All right. So how you doing? Thank you all. Share if you don't mind. Please share. Thank you so very much. So we're coming out of my book, Tears Beneath the Mask. And some of you have already hit me up to purchase. It's $12. You can get your own copy. We'll be coming out of that. I'll be reading some passages out of that, talking about it, telling some things, being transparent on how I walk through my own healing journey with some things. We won't come completely out of the book, but a lot of this will come out of the book. About 50%, maybe about 60% of it will come out of the book. But then some of it's just going to be me being transparent and walking you all through my own journey of self-healing and getting whole and being made whole. Listen, it's a journey. It's just not going to happen overnight. You didn't get into, you weren't broken all in one shot. Some of us were, but there are different layers that we all are dealing with. And so I was talking to someone, and I'm not going to call any names or anything like that because of their confidentiality, but I was talking with someone, and just right after they watched the replay. Look at that. They watched the replay and they called me up and they were like, oh my God, I feel like I'm about to bust out into tears because that's where I want to be at. I want to be at that place of healing. So it was phenomenal. It's great. Wednesday night, 7 p.m. And so one thing, when I was talking to her, we talked about acknowledging and stop blaming. On Wednesday night, we talked about acknowledging and stop blaming. But then sometimes we blame, but then it was the reverse for her. It was the reverse for her. And the reverse is that somebody was blaming her, right? I'm not going to get into details because I don't want to get into their confidential business. But this is what God spoke to me when I was counseling her and talking to her and helping her along. God said, don't be the blame of someone else's bondage. Ooh, right? Don't be the blame of someone else's bondage. I'm going to write that up here. And if you can type that in the chat, I want you to type in the chat. Don't be the blame of someone else's bondage. So because they're broken, because they're hurt, because they are wounded, then they blame you for causing the mess up in their life, when in actuality, you had nothing to do with it at all. But because you, like, for example, your father will blame, his son, it's because of you, you're no good, because he feels like he's no good. Or your mother will blame you that her life was jacked up because you came along, because you came along. Now your mother's blaming you because she never wanted you. So now you're the reason why her life is so messed up. Excuse me. You're the reason why her life is so messed up. So now she's blaming you, right? She's blaming you for that. Now she got you feeling guilty because she laid down and she had sex, and now you came along, you had nothing to do with it. So now she blames you. So don't be the blame of someone else's bondage. Don't be that blame. Don't take on that weight of someone else's bondage. Don't be the blame of someone else's bondage. You're in the process of healing. You're in the process of growing. You're in the process of becoming whole. So you got to let that go and be unapologetic about it. You got to let that go and know that you're not at fault for their bondage. You're not there. You didn't put them in that bondage. You didn't afflict those wounds. If you are a child, you didn't inflict your parents' wounds. Your parents' wounds was afflicted by someone else. maybe by their mother or father, maybe by their auntie or uncle or their grandparents or whomever. But you don't take on the blame. Don't be the blame of someone else's bondage. And then, the other thing was, this is the pop-up. So these are the only 2 points that I'm going to give you tonight. Okay. So this is the pop-up. All right. So, cause I got to go. All right. So, cause I got to do Bible study tonight for somebody else, for another church. So listen, so don't be the blame of someone else's bondage. Don't allow them to put that on you. You don't carry that weight. You don't deal with that. Say hello, y'all. Hey, right? And then another thing is, all right. The other thing is, don't live in the shadow of their blame. Don't live in their shadow of their blame. Don't feel like you got to make it right for them and live in the shadow of their blame. No, they're blaming you. So why you got to feel like you got to cringe in their shadow because they're upset with you and you had nothing to do with their brokenness, their bondage. You had nothing to do with that. So people will sometimes project with their hurt, their feelings, their bondage on someone else. Because remember that old saying that says misery loves company? Yeah. Misery loves company. Misery loves company. Nobody wants to be miserable alone. Misery loves company. So the other one is, don't live. Y'all can type this in the chat, even if you're doing the replay. If you do the replay, just do hashtag replay. Don't live in the shadow. I'm reading my notes. In the shadow of their blame. Right? Don't do that. That ain't for you. That's not for you. Okay? So don't live in the shadow of their blame, and don't be the blame of someone else's bondage. Don't let them put that stuff on you. No, that don't belong to you. Right? And again, one thing we talked about on Wednesday night was stop asking why. Stop asking why, because you're never going to get the answer you really want. And even if you do hear the answer that maybe satisfy you for that moment, you still want to have another why question behind that. You still want to have another why question. Stop asking why. And what do we say? Whys don't want answers. They want endings. You want to end to the why you feel. You want to end to trying to figure out why they did what they did to you. You want to end to why you're depressed. You want to end to, whys don't want answers. They want endings. Because once you get an answer, then you're going to have another question behind it. So you really want an ending. You really, really want an ending. You answers are good, but endings are better. Right? Answers are good, but endings are better. So I just wanted to thank you all again. That's all my pop-up, okay? That's my pop-up for tonight. I'll be popping up more frequently, more often, all right? But just remember, Tuesday night, Tuesday Biblical Tools, our Bible study night, 7:00 p.m. on Tuesday night. Join us. Be there, all right? We're still in our series, Who is God's Choice? The Coming of a New Era. So if you missed it, go back. All right. You could go to our YouTube channel. You could go to our podcast. You can listen to it on our podcast. You can look at it on our YouTube channel or on Periscope. Yep. We're on all those media channels and those media platforms. Okay. So you can do that, or scroll down our Facebook page if you're a friend, and you can watch it on that as well. All right. So be with us Tuesday night, Tuesday Biblical Tools. Tuesday is our Bible study night, Overcomer Outreach Christian Center. I'm your girl, Pastor Brenda G. Jones, aka Pastor BJ Connections. And then on Wednesday morning at 6:30 a.m., 6:30 a.m., Breaking of Day prayer conference call. 15 minutes can change your life. 15 minutes can change your life. All right. And then on Wednesday night, Pastor BJ Connection live podcast, our live podcast. So we will be continuing on in our 5 steps to healing, writing the ending to the story. Writing the ending to the story. 5 steps to healing. Women healing, restoring, and empowering. We're empowering you. We're not just want you to be in heal. We don't want you to just heal and then be restored, but we also want you to be empowered. We want you to get your courage back, your confidence back, your self-esteem back, your self-image back. We want you to be able to move forward in the things of God and blow 2021 out of the water. Yes. Okay, so that's what we want. All right, so we thank God for you all. I'm going to leave you all because I have to get ready to go over some stuff real quick because I have Bible study tonight. But thank you all again. Wednesday, 7 p.m. was phenomenal. I've heard so much positive and wonderful feedback, and I just wanted to come on and say thank you. Give a couple of more points to acknowledging and stop blaming, but the blame being in reverse, what to do and how to do it. All right. If you missed it, go back, look at it. And again, those who have already purchased or hit me up and wanted a copy of our book, Tears Beneath the Mask, you can get a copy. Just hit me up, inbox me. All right. You can get a copy of it. It's $12 plus shipping and handling, and we'll be able to get that out to you. Thank you all for your support, your prayers, and your love. Do me a favor, share. If you have not followed us on YouTube, go to YouTube and subscribe, because Pastor BJ Connections, look up Pastor BJ Connections, you'll find us, because I'm trying to get to a certain number on YouTube, and I hope you all will help me out. Thank you all so very much. I love you all. Listen, have a great night. Don't do too much tonight. Take a rest, all right, and enjoy yourself. Laugh a little bit, all right. We love you much. Have a great one.